What is going on, guys? Clief101 here, and today I am answering your guys' questions that you've asked me in my Q&A video. I uploaded it about 2 days ago, so we've got 2 days worth of questions there. We've got enough to make some content and answer your guys' questions. Some of them I've seen that have been asked before in previous Q&As, but we got some new viewers and everything in here, so I don't mind answering them again. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Alright. Derek Nickerson asks, how old are you? I am 27 at the moment. 27 and a half, really. My birthday is at the start of the year. Reef Samuel asks, what's your favorite food? And to be perfectly honest, I don't have one particular favorite food. I do particularly enjoy a creamy bacon carbonara. I like pizza, like everyone else does. Nachos, all the good stuff, you know. None of that rabbit food. Just only the good stuff. It's good for your bones. It's nice and healthy. You can't go wrong. Harsam Day asks, what motivated you to start YouTube? I started YouTube many years ago. It's probably gone about 7 years ago now. And I used to watch, Hutch and CNanners and a little bit of Sark over on Machinima Respawn, even before they were on Machinima Respawn, actually. And I thought it was something that was cool. It looked enjoyable and everything, and I started recording videos off of my digital camera and commenting over them. Horribly bad, I might add. You guys will have seen that through my cringe series, right? And I eventually upgraded to a cap card and eventually upgraded again to a Hauppauge HD VR. You know, just sort of upgrading, but I was never really committed to YouTube. I did it for probably about 2 years, but I'd only upload like maybe once a month, or I'd go on like a binge where I'd upload every day for a week and then I wouldn't do it for another month. I wasn't committed to the cause, and I decided that I would come back to it after about a 3-year hiatus at the start of last year. And I've been pretty consistent ever since. I've been uploading most days since then. So there wasn't really anything that brought me back. I kind of think a little bit of it had to do with Azza, as he was coming back to YouTube, and it was just something to do with him, against him, competitively sort of thing, if that makes sense. It just added something for us to talk about in our relationship as well, which has been pretty good for our relationship, to be perfectly honest. Reese Kaum asks, are you going to play any more AFL Evolution? To be perfectly honest, I'm not 100% sure. I have not played it since about 2 weeks after its launch. I know a lot of the updates have fixed a lot of the issues that I had with it. Particularly the marking was the biggest issue that I had with it. And I know that's kind of fixed, not 100% fixed, but it works better now. I'm just not sure whether I'm going to put it in or not. First impressions are lasting impressions, and first impressions of that game left a really big sour taste in my mouth, to be perfectly honest. So, you know, it's a tricky one. Reed McKay asks, what's your full name? I'm not going to give my full name here. My first name is Ryan. Some of my viewers know my full name, and even added me on Facebook, and that's perfectly fine. I've got no qualms with that. I trust those people that I've given my name to. But for now, Ryan will do. RJ asks, how did you get the name Clief? Okay, so Clief is a name that I invented. It's about 15 years old now. I started writing a book, am writing a book. It's kind of on hiatus at the moment. I don't have the time for it. When I was a kid, obviously you guys know, I fell in love with Final Fantasy VII. The character Cloud Strife is the main character of that game, and I absolutely adored that character. He's my favorite character of all time in any medium. And at the time that I was thinking about creating a book sort of thing, I was reading a book series called Deltora Quest. The main character in that series is called Leaf. And I effectively just combined the two names together to create Clief, which is the main character of my book, of my story, of my online persona sort of thing. And that name stuck with me for 15 years. And that's where it comes from. The 101, there is nothing to do. You know, the 101 is just a number that I picked, at random when I was like 13. So it's not a number that's of any relevance. It's probably got more relevance now because it's attached to the Clief part of the name, but Clief is the name that I stick with. Ariella asks, am I and Ellie married? No, we are not. We do wear rings, but it's purely symbolic. We're not married. We probably won't ever get married. I am Shane asks, what are your top 3 favorite video games of all time? Clearly, number 1, Final Fantasy VII. You guys know that. I don't need to really repeat that. I think The Last of Us probably comes up in there as well as a top 3, and the third is probably going to be one of the Kingdom Hearts games. Probably Kingdom Hearts 2, to be perfectly honest. I do like that franchise. It's kind of hard to separate the games out from each other, but that's what it is. Zach asks, when are you going to make that Zach Guy mod? Well, we kind of stream and play games together, and you're kind of there in the streams, but you're not there in all of the streams, so maybe if you become more consistent. Wex asks, are you still going to make a team on Rocket League and enter the Oceanic tournaments? Right now, probably not. Trying to focus on building the channel, like putting a real focus on the streams and everything. It is something that I will look to maybe in the back half of the year, like further on in the back half of the year or next year. I've also got to improve myself for Rocket League. Clearly, I'm nowhere near good enough, but we're moving up in the world with Rocket League, getting better, getting more consistent. It's coming along now, so perhaps at the start of next year. And you know what? That's all the questions. That's all the questions you guys have for me. So thank you very much for asking the questions. I will think about doing another one of these maybe in the new year. That's about 4 months away. So there's plenty of time there for you guys to think of some new questions, try and get to know me a bit more over the course of the next sort of 4 to 5 months between the time that I try and do one of these again. This was more, I wanted to do this because I'd had a video, which is the bad karaoke one. Bad karaoke for me specifically has never been a particularly well-received series. Like, people like it and everything, but a lot of people don't and don't bother watching it as well. So for that to get over 100 views was a big moment for me. I was actually pretty stoked about it, to the point where even Azza said, hey, congrats on the 100 view video sort of thing, without me even mentioning it to him. So that was nice. And I wanted to celebrate it with you guys with a Q&A. Because the Q&A is all about you guys asking me questions, and this was sort of my give back to you guys. So without you guys showing your support on a daily basis, watching the videos, leaving likes, subscribing, so on and so forth, the channel wouldn't be where it is today. So thank you very much for being a part of this ride, and hopefully you stick it out for the long run like I am. Anyway guys, if you haven't done so already, please do leave a big thumbs up on the video, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell. We are on the road to 3K to give away my entire PlayStation 4 inventory on Rocket League. I'm Clief101, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!